People, it's time for some official divine. Let's get this shit started with my boy official divine. So, we are back for another one. So what we're watching today is how strong is the Baki verse. But before we get started, I just want to say, I want to make this clear. Baki is the weirdest martial art anime I've ever seen. First of all, the guys in this anime are, some of them are very sus, and their body makes absolutely no sense, bro. Isn't it? Got the demon face as a back. Like when I saw this, I was like, how the fuck does that even work, bro? His muscles are so like weirdly placed that it makes the face of a demon on his back. I'm like, what? How the fuck is that possible? Yo, anyway, bro, let's get this shit started, bro. This shit make no sense. Hold on. I don't know why there's no volume, but now there is. And let's get this
World,
started.
in order to survive, you have to be the strongest. But with so many fighters whose strength is unimaginable, how can you ever hope to reach the summit? With fighters
You have
that
to have good lineage, bro. The only reason Baki is strong is because he's Yujiro son.
can punch at the speed of sound, prehistoric cavemen that were ripping apart dinosaur jaws just to live. And what
he essayed a woman out of nowhere. He just jumped on one. Like, I was like, whoa.
all others look like nothing. Given the title the Ogre, he doesn't want to be the best. He just wants to defeat his father.
Yep.
But it just so happens
His
that
father's
his
the strongest.
father's the strongest. Baki Hanma is a high school kid and the son of the world's strongest creature.
And you're
He
telling me
watched
this is a high school kid, bro.
his mother die in his father's arms, and now he made a promise to defeat him, training every
Nah, I'm not
single
gonna lie. His mom was weird as fuck. You know what I'm saying? She was really, like, she was feeding off that man Yujiro, bro. She was obsessed with this
day
guy.
to get stronger and stronger, and fighting against opponents whose strength is absolutely ridiculous. Baki's pursuit of strength and martial arts excellence leads him to participate in numerous tournaments and battles against other fighters from around the world, taking on Hanayama, the leader of the Yakuza, who's so strong that he jumps into the ocean and kills great white sharks the size of Megalodon with his bare hands. And even
What I'm telling you, this show makes absolutely no sense, bro. And these are supposed to be humans. Just they trained and they're stronger than most of. They can have great lineage and they train. How?
took on Speck, a convicted criminal who was able to destroy the Statue of Liberty with his bare hands, which has been counted as small building levels of energy. Baki can create illusions that become real to his mind and even physically hurt him. When Baki imagined fighting his father,
when he's
their
training,
fight caused an earthquake that was so destructive that it was counted as city block levels of energy. He was able to fight against Biscuit Oliver, or Unchained, the strongest man in America, who was able to hit Guevara.
And you're telling me these are humans? You're telling me these are supposedly humans? They are just martial art masters? Cap, bro.
Is so hard that the satellite tracking his movements from space thought he shook the entire world. Baki's stronger than the son of the Tiger Slayer Katsume, who mastered a technique that turns all of his bones into thousands of joints, allowing him to punch at Mach 5 speeds, or faster than the speed of sound. Katsume goes on to improve this technique, making it even faster, as it was stated that he can increase the speed of his punch, being able to hit 1,000 miles per minute, making his speed hypersonic. Baki's brother Jack Hanma wanted to get stronger by any means necessary. Jack takes a drug called X4 to enhance his strength and breaks his legs, going through grueling surgeries to grow taller, growing from 6'4"
Bro. What?
all the way to 8 feet tall.
Bro, now you being greedy, bro.
Jack,
now you just being greedy, bro. My boy is 6'4", and now he do surgery to get to 8 foot. Bro, you just being greedy. There's people. I'm out here stuck at 6 foot, bro. This man 6'4" and be greedy as hell. God damn it, yo, that's crazy, man. 6'4", my boy, you good, bro? Why the fuck did you get a surgery to enhance yourself, bro? That's crazy.
develops his own fighting style of biting and crushes his teeth, getting them replaced with titanium. But even with all these feats, all of them are still weaker than Baki. With the blood of a Hanma flowing through his veins, Baki is able to get even stronger, as it was stated that his jabs are faster than the speed of light, getting closer and closer to his final challenge against his father. In his fight with Oliva, Baki uses his demon back, which is an ancient technique passed down through Hanma blood that distorts his back into a face of a demon. With this demon back increasing all of his stats, and he beats down Oliva.
Bro, that is some high level bullshit. How do you get stronger by making a demon face on your back, bro? That's so stupid, man. Baki is so weird.
10 million years ago, revived in the modern era, is here to fight against the strongest. Pickle was able to somewhat tank and survive the meteor that wiped the dinosaurs from the face of the earth, turning all of them into ash and leaving nothing but bones. But like I said in the beginning, in order to survive in this world, you have to be the strongest. With this feat being couched to multi-city levels of energy. But
this man Pika was tweaking, bro. Like he started kissing people. He started taking women out of nowhere.
Dude can lift. Holy. Pickle is able to flip massive triceratops over his head, with these dinosaurs weighing 26,000 pounds. He can rip apart a T-Rex's jaws, bro. With a T-Rex's bite force being 35,000 newtons, or 12,000 pounds of force, or roughly the equivalent of the T-Rex's body weight. Pickle was even able to lift the foot of the largest dinosaur in history, the Argentinosaurus, with these dinosaurs weighing 273,000 pounds. Pickle's speed has been compared to that of lightning, and his body is literally built for fighting, as his neck is so thick that it's compared to an ox neck, making it impossible for him to be knocked out. This monster even had a direct strength comparison with Yujiro Hanma, and forced him to use a trick to finally put him down, and even defeated all of
Look at his limbs, bro. They're so long. What the fuck? And look at his neck. This man is not dead, by the way.
Era's strongest fighters. However, once he takes on Baki, history's about to be rewritten. Baki is able to imitate the fighting styles of animals, so for Pickle, he imitates the strongest dinosaur he could imagine, and ultimately proves that in terms of pure martial arts prowess, there's only one person left to defeat. With this fight being the spectacle of the entire world, as both of these fighters are compared to two countries going to war. And this actually isn't a stretch, as Baki's father has agreements with the United States that they'll leave him alone and not interfere with anything that he wants to do. Yujiro's strength is stated to be stronger than any weapon in the modern age, which could possibly include nuclear bombs, which produce over 50 megatons of TNT. Yujiro has mastered every fighting style on Earth and can even copy new ones just by looking at someone, with his sight allowing him to see all weak points on his opponent's body, seeing them as a muscle chart with all of their weak points pointed out. Yujiro is even stated to be able to dodge lightning, and even took a strike and kept walking like nothing happened. He was able to casually stop an earthquake with a single punch. Bro. So let's see if he can stop this.
What I'm telling you, that Baki makes absolutely no sense, bro. And these are supposed to be just martial art masters, bro. They're not superhumans, they're not aliens, they're just martial art masters, bro.
Son. As Baki and Yujiro fight, all of his fights and martial arts skills that Baki has learned over the years and the strength that he's gained comes to the forefront, as literally every fighter in history is watching this fight. Baki is able to fight almost evenly against his father, and in the end, with his hearing gone, he believes that he's lost. However, the world's strongest creature proclaims that he's the strongest in the world. Overall, Baki Hanma would scale to multi-city level with high hypersonic speed. And shout out to the guy who dropped 50 to sponsor this video, because in the end, this 18-year-old high school student has come a long way.
This man ain't an 18-year-old high school kid. He a monster.
From having his strength rejected by his father, and now has the strength to fight against prehistoric monsters that can rip apart dinosaurs' jaws. Because even though his father's a demon, even the devil has a target on his back. The demon Pickle. In the Baki
Who's
series,
Pickle?
strength is all that matters, with characters like Oliver being able to pull helicopters with nothing but his arms, Hanayama being able to kill a giant great white shark,
Yeah, we know
Yujiro
that.
Hanma, the demon whose strength surpasses human comprehension and now holds the title as the strongest creature and is able to kill anything that walks the earth. But none of these characters have killed a dinosaur. 200 million
Oh,
years
the
later, an
prehistoric
ancient
guy.
demon has awoken who is a dinosaur himself. Pickle's body is
Not
literally
really.
built for fighting, or
Yeah.
should I say hunting, as his neck is so thick that it's compared to an ox neck, meaning it's almost impossible for him to be knocked out, with him performing some of the most ridiculous strength feats I've ever
Hold on.
seen in Baki. Pickle was an apex predator
What
200
the hell?
million
This
years
beat is
ago,
nice.
being able to hunt and kill Tyrannosaurus rex, a giant lizard that weighs up to 9 tons or 19,000 pounds, which is equivalent to 4 African elephants. He's
Damn.
able to lift a massive triceratops over his head with these dinosaurs weighing 50 tons or 100,000 pounds.
That is
He's
not
able to
proof,
catch
bro.
the foot of
Whatever.
an Argentinosaurus, which is the biggest dinosaur in history.
Well, this could
weighing
technically
100
be possible because humans are known to adapt, right? Which is why black people are black because their skin adapted to the sun in Africa, while white people are white because their skin adapted to the change of the environment. Therefore, it could technically be possible that prehistoric people were actually strong as fuck because they had to adapt to the harsh conditions, like the hunt that they needed to eat, bro. So they had to hunt them strong niggas, bro. So technically, it is possible for prehistoric people to have been really strong, not as strong as this, because otherwise they would have been at the top of the food chain, right? And we all know that wasn't the case, but they could have been way stronger than humans are currently. That's a possibility. I'm just saying.
100 tons or 200,000 pounds and has fought and overpowered this dinosaur to test his strength
What?
and to fill his stomach. But when he
Yeah,
opens
fill
his
his
eyes and
stomach,
sees
yeah.
a new world with so many interesting creatures, it's time to find out who truly is the strongest in history. Everyone arrives to fight this prehistoric demon, even the
And he
ogre
whooped some
himself.
ass.
And the two have a comparison of strength. When their fists connect, Pickle's strength is put on display for everyone to see, and he forces the strongest creature to use a technique to put him down. The same Yujiro who can crush coals into diamonds with nothing but his bare hands.
What?
With the force needed to do this being 725,000 pounds per square inch of force.
Whoa.
And yet Pickle's fist keeps pushing back. The same Yujiro who can stop earthquakes with a single punch, which has been
Makes
counted as
no
city
sense.
levels of force, or having enough power to destroy a city in one shot. But now it's clear to everyone that you're not going to beat this one with pure strength alone. Pickle fights
you
against the
need
son of the
technique.
Tiger Slayer Katsumi, who has mastered a technique that is guaranteed to send him back to the Stone
Is he
Age.
trying to eat
As he
him?
winds up a punch, he envisions his bones as hundreds of small joints and hits Pickle with a punch faster than the speed of sound. But to everyone's surprise, it did nothing. A punch moving at Mach 5 speeds is so boring he takes a nap. Later, Pickle fights against Jack Hanma, who's been training his
Nah,
jaws
Jack
and
is
teeth
trash,
to be
bro.
as
Jack's a
strong as
bitch.
possible, and has a bite force that is stated to be greater than a crocodile. He
Yeah,
decides
isn't
to
this
have
the
a bite off with Pickle, but it's not enough.
That
As
was
Pic-
nasty, bro. When I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is the end for me. I'm not watching this anymore. I was already like barely watching this, but as soon as that shit happened, I was like, yeah, end it here. I'm ending here, bro. This is crazy weird, bro. These niggas sus as
Pickle
fuck.
literally bites his face off, but it's not over, as Jack harnesses all the strength in his body for his most powerful attack and spins from off the ground and hits Pickle with the nastiest uppercut in history, sending him flying into the rafters. But it does nothing. It's almost like this demon is indestructible, but that's exactly what he is, as not even bullets can pierce this dinosaur's skin, and has durability comparable to Yujiro Hanma, who can get struck by lightning and keep walking like nothing happened.
That makes
Pickle
absolutely
literally
no
makes
sense.
Jack pray to God for him to defeat Pickle, but he can't save him now, and Pickle beats Jack and ties him up to eat
Yeah, he
later.
did a three-piece
And now it's time
combo,
for
bro.
Baki's
Shit
final
was
test
crazy.
before he takes on his father. He must defeat this dinosaur. Baki fights against Pickle, and Baki's only shot to win is to use his martial arts to get the edge on Pickle, with Baki using the style of a Triceratops and even forms himself into the most powerful dinosaur in history, with Baki deciding to test his strength against Pickle just like his father did, and decided to go blow for blow like he did against Unchained. But this was a mistake, because he gets absolutely bodied and loses in pure strength. Overall, Pickle would scale to city levels of strength with hypersonic speeds. The man who's called anti-human, the man that moves faster than lightning, the man who's been compared to King Kong himself, the man who can master martial arts techniques after seeing them done only once,
He can do
the
that?
man who can outmuscle a Hanma, the man who was the strongest
I thought that was
200
Yujiro.
million years ago, has awoken to prove it. What's up, guys? It's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you
that
guys
was
like and
clean.
subscribe and
I
hit that
love this
notification
beat,
bell
bro.
so you never
Hold
miss an
on.
upload. And tell me, do you guys like these Baki videos? Because I think they're pretty interesting. And if it
Yeah,
wasn't
they're-
pretty obvious,
it's
Pickle's my
weird.
favorite character.
How?
Anyway, tell
This
me in
guy-
the comments, who do you think can
You're
defeat
weird,
the
bro.
man with the
Official
power of a
Divine, what's up with
dinosaur?
you? Yo, this beat is clean. Yo.
Yujiro Hanma.
Yeah, the
in the
strongest.
world of Baki, there are fighters who have strength that's not even human, with characters like
Most of them
Oliva
be.
being able to hit so hard that it shakes the entire world, Hanayama being able to kill great white sharks the size of Megalodon, and even ancient prehistoric demons
Yeah,
that
we
have
know that.
awoken to
We know
walk
all
the
that.
earth. But the title of the world's strongest creature goes to one man. In the year 1957, a demon was born. On that day, every creature in existence on the Pyramid of Strength went down by one rank. Yujiro Hanma is regarded as the pinnacle of physical force, and who stands at the crystallization of strength, with Yujiro earning his title as he performs the most ridiculous strength feats. In Yujiro's first fight against his son, an earthquake interrupted right before they were about to begin, and without
Yeah, he
hesitation,
stopped it with a
Yujiro
punch.
punched the earth, stopping the earthquake immediately, with his punch generating 2 megatons of force, or enough power to rip apart an entire city. With this being pretty consistent, as Baki envisions fighting his father and gets clapped so hard that everyone thought there was an earthquake. Yujiro's fists are so strong that he's able to crush coals into diamonds, with the force required to do this being 725,000
This
pounds per
makes
square
no
inch
sense,
of
bro.
force. It's
At
almost
least
as
give
if
a logical explanation to this. But there's none. It's just because he's Yujiro that he can do this. Just because he's Yujiro, he can do all of that. It's as simple as this, bro.
Absolutely nothing exists on planet Earth that can stop Yujiro Hanma, as Yujiro was struck by lightning but kept walking like nothing happened. And speaking of lightning, he can dodge it, with Yujiro moving so fast that even lightning bolts are too slow, with his casual punches being able to pierce the sound barrier, which is actually pretty consistent considering the son of the Tiger Slayer Katsumi was able to master a technique that allows his fist to move faster than sound, as he envisions his bones as hundreds of small joints and is able to strike
we
at
know
these
that
high
too.
speeds. It was stated that Yujiro has mastered every martial art in the world, which means every technique that we've ever seen in Baki
He can use
be
it.
used by Yujiro, with Baki being a character that uses his imagination to fight against the strongest opponents, with Baki being able to imagine himself fighting a 200-pound praying mantis and even envisions himself into a living dinosaur. Yet states that Yujiro's strength has surpassed his imagination.
Oh my
Yujiro's
God.
skeleton has the image of a demon, but that's exactly what he is, as Yujiro's
Oh yeah,
body
yeah,
is
he a
literally
demon.
built for
I'm
fighting.
not just talking about physically. I'm talking about even his personality, bro, and the way he acts. Crazy.
Yujiro is
This
able
guy
to contort his
tweaking.
back muscles to resemble the face of a demon. Yujiro's demon back amps all of his stats as if he wasn't already broken. And now it's time to take on the strongest fighters in history. Yujiro has a rematch with his son Baki, and it was stated that both of them are like two countries going to war, with Yujiro himself having statements from the US president's mouth that not even a nuke could kill him, with Yujiro fighting against the best samurai in history, Musashi, with Musashi commenting that Yujiro's skin is
Sashi's not alive though. He been dead. Like, what the fuck?
Not even like flesh, it's more like samurai's armor that his sword cannot pierce. With Musashi's sword being so strong that it's able to cut up Pickle. With Pickle's body being so durable that not even gunshots can pierce it. And whose neck is so thick that it's almost impossible for him to be knocked out. With Yujiro's hands literally being swords themselves. But that's when a demon comes out to
that
play.
doesn't make sense. How the fuck did Pickle overpower him though?
As Yujiro flexes all of his muscles, a demonic presence enters the air. There's no need for pulling punches now, because Musashi's face to face with a demon. Yujiro and Musashi continue to fight, with it being stated that both of them are like equal rivals, being compared to two lions, or maybe even a dragon and a tiger locked in combat. No.
That matchup makes absolutely no sense. How the fuck would a tiger fight against a dragon? He's fucked.
And a dragon would stand no chance against these two.
Oh wow.
Both fighters walk away from the fight alive, but now Musashi knows that there's a demon whose hands can crush diamonds. The man who is the pinnacle of strength. The man who is feared by every nation on the earth. The man who can walk through lightning and move just as fast. The man who's compared to a country that not even a nuclear blast can defeat. Because when the world's strongest creature,
at the end of the day, he's still human. How the fuck is a nuclear blast not enough to kill him, bro?
finally dies, hell's not ready for this demon. What's up, guys? It's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe.
That was clean, bro. That was clean. That was really clean, bro. That was actually clean.